what's new? I made plans in my head, said no to those plans, and then did those plans anyway. I thought about coming out here to do work, and I'm like, you know what, it's hot. Let me not. And then here I am outside to do work. This tree ring was a lovely mind child that came into being randomly one day. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to make one. And we made one. It was beautiful. It was luscious, especially the first year it was here. The next year it was different, but it was so beautiful. This year it was not been productive. This year I tried to go for, let's grow edibles here. I had some volunteer cherry tomatoes that I grew in here, and some leftover or some self-seeded, I won't say leftover, some self-seeded coleus that grew over here. I'm sure it'll self-seed again. But, I thought about it recently, and I decided I'm going to break it down. And I'm not going to break it all down all today. I don't really have a time. I maybe have like an hour or so. But I'm going to start taking out plants. So between this bed and that bed over there, I'm going to start taking out plants. I'm going to take out the Heuchera. I'm going to pot them up. I think there's a begonia. I don't know that the begonia is still viable for me to transplant now. I might have to go for next year. But I have 3 Heuchera here. I have 1, 2, and then 1 I just showed. And we have some daylilies. I might move those today. Yeah. I'm going to leave the hydrangea here for now. She's looking great. The leaves are small. I'm not expecting them to be large because we're about to be going into hibernation time anyway. So, yeah. Okay. Change of plan, slight adjustment to plan. Today I'm going to leave the daylilies in here. And I am going to be moving oh my God, she's dead. I'm moving the hydrangea as soon as I break down more of the bed or I have more organic material to put it where I want to put it. And as soon as I decide that as well. So that's going to wait. This is going to wait. We're just going to do the hydrangeas the Heucheras in pots for today, I believe. Yes. I believe all 3 of these were divisions. I believe these were all the divisions from last year. This is the one that was in this bed. These 2 were in the other bed. This one was in the more shade compared to this one that was in a lot of relative sun all day, almost, you could say. These 2, a lot more pine, a lot less organic material. This bed here was built up. This was twigs and bags of compost and mulch that built up this bed. And you can see already after 3 years, it's almost, again, flat to the ground. These used to be relatively high. Okay, you see how high the mound was. So this is going back to the ground, great for the ground, but not so great maybe for the plants. So what we're going to do is, I'm sure I have an abundance of planters. We're going to find some planters and put them in planters, and then we're going to start building up the fall looks for that front strip. Okay, yeah. We're going to try and do this really fast and efficient, so I'm just going to show you the pots I picked out, and I'm going to go plant them up off screen, off camera. 3 different size pots. We're going to go in order of plant. This will get the biggest one, the green one. This will get the purple one. This will get maybe I have to find another one. This should be fine. This will get the next smallest, the small green one, so yeah. So it's now 6:35. I've still got time, actually. I've still got like half a bag of soil, and I'm going to water this, obviously. Trying to tap as much as I can so I don't have to come later and see roots exposed. And I could either transfer some over to where I think I'm going to put the hydrangea, but requires water, which isn't necessarily end all be all, or I could wait till next year, or I can take some of this and put the daylilies in. Still deciding. I'm going to plant the hydrangea. I'm going to see if I can do something with the arborvitae and lights. We're going to see. I'm going to plant the hydrangea, and then that's going to be it, because I do like the daylilies there. They are lovely to look at when we come out the back. So I think for now I'm going to leave the daylilies there. Yeah, I don't think the daylilies I transplanted the other day, they're okay. They're not doing super great. So what's kind of funny to me is that I made a big fuss to clear this out of like grass, this whole area, and this grew. You can even see the bloom there, right? This grew, but didn't do super great. This whole bed is not enough organic material rich. So yeah, there's the front of the house. The drain field comes at an angle, meets this road over here. Here is what should be for sure the most or this is like an overestimation of where the drain field ends. There's my pink money grass. I have it in a line. I have 2 peonies on the other side of that pink money grass. At least one of them I expect to come back. Here is Camellia. I think she's okay. In fact, since I'm here, Since I'm here, I'm gonna give her a little bit of soil. Yeah, girl, because yeah. I'm not gonna dig her yet. I'm gonna put this hydrangea in line over here. The hydrangea roots aren't super deep, and so I don't imagine there'll be an issue over here. I think again, we're at the end, so it's not like the roots will go that far in, I don't think. And they're shallow from I can tell from what I've researched before. So the question is, do I want to put it right next to the mully grass or right where I think I'm going to put it right where I'm standing because, let me see. Maybe a little farther in, maybe a bit on the other side of the orange stick. I think so, on the other side of the orange stick. Yeah, that's what I'll do. The roots I took up, it's not super rooted. So what we're gonna do is gonna make it wider than the roots are, a little wider, and a little deeper than this. Fill it up with some rich garden soil. Get some water these heifers in. And then we're gonna see about my idea for the arborvitae. If not, that'll be another day. All right, so the mix on the bottom is a mix of native soil and added soil. Then I added some added soil on top. And now I'm probably just gonna alternate shelling native soil and added soil. Okay. It's not necessarily going to be a lot of color variation because that should be like a white cream color, and this will be another white cream color, and this only gets pink in the fall. Besides that, it's just mostly green. We've got white roses, red flowers on that crepe myrtle, pink on that crepe myrtle. So it's not necessarily a lot of flower over here for most of the year, but it's okay. I like the green. The green's well enough. I'm going to dump the rest of this soil by between the other camellia and where the daylilies are. Yeah. I didn't need a lot of soil by the camellia, so I'm just going to put them up around the daylilies. I still have that hydrangea there that's doing good. I have to really weed a lot of this out. Yeah. Girl, gotta get you soaked. Because it's supposed to be another hot day tomorrow, but supposedly rain for like maybe like 5 days after that, I believe is the forecast. Yes. I'm over here watering, and I'm like, do I want to move these pots over there to the front? I think that might be it. Yeah, there won't be in so much sun. I don't think so. I might do that. I'll keep the big one over here because I like the big one, and or I could get the small one over here. I don't know. Put them up here for now. I'm going to put them behind some of these gladiolus blades. Maybe a little bit a shade provision, right? So that's what we'll do. Now this square juts out into the bed, but I'm going to undo this and make a curve in front of the beautyberry, the sweet shrub, and that lines up with the pathway over here. You can kind of see where it gets flat. So this is going to be pushed back. We're going to have more space. Yeah. Last year, I was able to get my hand on some lights, some battery-powered string lights, and wrapped it around the deck. It looks super cute, super ambient. I might do that again later on this year, but I might put them back up there around this year. But I'm trying to take them down now because I do mean to stain the rest of the deck, and I have to take that piece off to stain the rest of the deck. The tape had stayed on relatively well, but you could see that part of it was starting to melt away, the glue of the tape. So anyway, we're going to do that now. We're going to wrap the little arborvitae that looks bigger from this, and then I forget it's small. So... So, one, the string light is 32 feet. I think 32 feet lighted. I think it's 32 feet lighted. This arborvitae is so small. And then 32 feet lighted, that gives me, that might just be enough for one giant tree, right? Like I'm thinking, walk with me, talk with me. This is kind of like dead center in front of the house. We have a big brass pot. Maybe I could get my mother I could speak my mother to let me use it for a season or whatever. But I'm sure I could find anything really respectively. You're not supposed to put heavy things on the drain field. It's not that heavy. It's a tree and a pot. It might be a little heavy. Regardless, I could put it there. I could put it underneath. Right? What about underneath? Right? What about underneath in the gazebo? This is so cute. Oh my goodness. This tree is so small. I'm about to wrap this up and put it back in because I don't want it to be out here. It's too small for this. But how cute. Oh my gosh. Hold on.